What's up, y'all? It's Princess Tiana, and we are with College Beats.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much. It was definitely nice having you out. About a week ago or so, we did a little bit of a photo shoot. And I was going to tell you this, and I wanted to wait until we were on the podcast. The amount of girls that are so jealous that are coming to me going like, oh, well, if I work with you, like, I only want you to work with me. And I'm like, I don't really think you're understanding what I do, right? Like, I work with everybody, and I
Right.
think that that's something that you respect, where I'm able to give you so many, opportunities that I'm not just limiting myself to one person, and I know that one of the main things we kind of talked about, and it's really the lack thereof of management. So if you
Yeah.
want to kind of go into a little bit about, your background and how you've kind of come this far by yourself, and I think that's like the strongest thing that I've noticed about you.
Yeah, I mean, I just been kind of just doing what
Yeah.
I think, or actually, I just been doing what I want,
Hmm.
and just seeing what works, what doesn't, and what doesn't work. Go back to the drawing board and just try something else. But
Yeah.
I mean, as far as music goes, I just started recording about 2 years ago now. So
Yeah.
I haven't had too much experience in much of anything, but
Really?
I've always wrote.
Okay.
So I used to always write back in the day. I used to write songs for me and my sister,
Hmm.
and I used to make her sing them with me. And I used to tell her that we're going to be this big old group when we get older. We're going to be pop stars pretty much.
Hmm.
But it wasn't necessarily her dream. So to do this now is crazy actually
Hmm.
because it wasn't plan A. Actually, it wasn't a plan at all. It was just a dream, and I used to go around the house singing
Yeah.
my little songs that I wrote.
Like what? Like what, for example? Let me and we're still rolling here, but I want to fix this camera a little
But I say I remember some of the songs that I wrote back in the day.
bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
had a big old binder of songs I used
Really?
to
Do you
write.
still have those?
No.
Really?
I wish
Are you
I still
sure?
had
You
them.
don't know where it's at?
No, I do not know where it's
Oh
at. I think I
man.
got rid of it. I got rid of it a long time ago.
I used to write short stories about SpongeBob going on adventures and stuff. That was me. That was me.
Look, I tried to write stories and stuff, but my hand always got tired.
Hmm.
It's like if you see any of my
I
writing,
was
I'd
I
be
was ty-
scribbling.
I was typing on the computer. I had a computer when I was like 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's
Because my
smart.
dad didn't want me on his computer, right? So that was
Give you your own. And let you do.
exactly
Go away.
exactly. So getting onto the subject of family, who has influenced you? Has it been your family? Has it been music itself? Has it been the situation that you were in?
I think it would be more of like music itself
Hmm.
and my family,
Like
but
what type of music? Like what inspired you? Like what artist or what genre? Like what really got you going?
well, like my mom, like I just kind of experienced like pop music not too long ago because when I was
Hmm.
younger, I listened to what my parents listened to or what my older sister would listen to.
Like
My mom listens to gospel, nothing but
okay,
gospel, and you
okay,
might hear a little bit of jazz.
okay.
So I grew up singing in the choir, and she
Hmm.
didn't listen till to this day. She don't listen to nothing but gospel
Oh
music.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
it's
know
kind of
all
like
the gospel
It's
songs.
kind of like a motivation for you, to
Yeah.
make something. You know, it's the same thing with my parents. They'll watch The Voice, they'll watch American Idol, and it's like, bro, like I'm literally doing this. And it's like from my experience to kind of break through the fourth wall a little bit, from me working with different people that have been on American's Got Talent or The Voice or The Four, that what not a lot of people understand is that if it's a live production,
Hmm.
it's a production. And that the only people that actually get real deals are the ones that aren't even on the show. Because you have to think of it like this, that if you're coming in as someone with some juice, why would they want to show you in front of the whole country?
Type
They're just
shit.
immediately going to give you a
You
deal,
know what? I
right?
have a say on that.
Right?
I like America's Got Talent was here
Hmm.
last year,
Okay.
and I went to the auditions, and it was lit. Like it was so many people that came out, and it was just a big experience. But yeah, man, like they ended up, I ended up getting an email saying that I never auditioned, and then I sent them like, no, they're like, yeah, I did audition. I was here this day. Here's my number. Da da da. So then they sent me one back like, oh okay, we got record that you auditioned. You're still in the running.
Hmm.
But the dude said at the audition, if you didn't hear anything within 2 weeks, you didn't get it.
Yeah.
What I heard in 2 weeks was I didn't do anything.
Hmm.
And somebody else told me if by the end of February. So I ain't hear nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and from my experience, like dealing with different people, like I don't want to obviously name drop anything, but to where they got the opportunity to actually like shoot B-roll for the show, right? And got
That's
to
lit.
like go through that whole process. And I think that it was kind of like that trial run where it's like, all right, well, obviously you've got, the talent, but you have the personality.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening with them was they actually had an opportunity where like, hey, we'll have you on, we'll have you on, we'll have you on. It's like 3 a.m. He hasn't been on yet. And so Puff Daddy comes walking in from like the
I
4,
know exactly who
right?
you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that he's like, well, why are you even here? And he's like, well, I'm here to perform for you. And he's like, no, why are you here? And he's like, well, because I'm the best. And Puff Daddy was like, bet. 2-3 weeks later, gets a call, and is offered like a single deal. And that I believe that, a lot of these shows, you can't make a production. You can't make a live production unless all the people are in on it.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is like pumping up like covers. Like you're not an artist if all you're doing is pumping off, covers of stuff, right? But and that's a little bit of just the, organic conversation, and we can move on to other things as well. I know, specifically we did, a little bit of a photo shoot. Like, how is that
Yes.
for you?
It is going good.
And
Everybody.
just so you know too, like you need to come up closer to the
Oh,
mic
my
too.
bad. Like this?
Yeah, as
I
close
feel
as
like I'm so
possible.
loud.
No, no, but that's the whole point, so people can hear you, right?
Oh.
Like if people can't hear you, like this is for nothing, right?
Right.
Exactly. So, and I can even turn down your. I think your level was really high.
Okay.
Now is this
That's
a lot
so
better
much
now?
better.
Wow. Okay, you gotta tell me that. Okay.
I didn't know. I just thought
Cool.
maybe I
Cool.
had to
Cool.
back up.
No, no, no. You just gotta let me know.
Like maybe I was
Cool.
yelling.
So photo shoot was, that was like really my first experience, doing a photo shoot,
Really?
on a more formal level, and obviously like it's not like we did any locations. It
Right.
was pretty laid back, but
It was fun.
for sure, for sure.
And I like it like that because it makes me more comfortable because, like I tell everybody, I
Mm-hmm.
am not a model.
Oh yeah.
And if anything, I need more direction.
Oh
That's
yeah.
one thing that
Well,
I'm working
so
on.
I need to do a little bit more due diligence so then I'd have a clue as far as like how to set things up. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing, like with us, where it's like, since we're not directly charging people for stuff, it's
Mhm.
more or less like just an opportunity to everybody gain experience, everybody gain exposure. And I think at the end of the day, like if you're not successful, if you're not making money, we shouldn't be making money. So, however, on a more short term basis, we can help you grow, in the long term, you're gonna be like, oh, well, TP, like I've made it based on you helping me out. You're gonna, that karma's gonna come back
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, I feel it. But the photo shoot went great. Like
Hmm.
everybody's been hitting me up, like you're blowing up on Instagram,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, oh really? Like I go look at the likes. It don't look like I'm
Oh,
blowing
yeah.
up, but
Really?
everybody sees it. So
Oh,
whether
yeah.
they're liking it or not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they see it.
Absolutely. That's great.
And that's all that matters.
And guess what? This isn't the last photo shoot you're gonna do.
Right.
So obviously, like, a little bit of your scheduling, a little bit about, car stuff, but like I think that one of the, not that we want to get onto that subject, but I'm trying to think like what do you have going on? Like I know previously like you've been torn around a little bit. Like if you want to give a little bit about like your life story, and how you got to this point as far as like, touring, you can talk in the past year. You don't need to go back too far, but
Well, there's not too far to go back
okay.
to.
Okay. So I mean like seriously, like we're literally hanging out.
All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like this is what this is for, is for to share with people like your genuine story, right?
Hmm.
So this is your opportunity.
Well, pretty much. So my producer is a gospel artist. So he's my friend. So I started recording covers, like singing other
Hmm.
people's songs, and I never liked how I sounded. And I kept complaining, like, I don't sound good, I don't sound good. And he's like, write your own song. Because I had stopped writing like a long time ago. Probably when I got in high school, I stopped writing. But I was like, write my own song. So we found a beat on YouTube. I brought the beat, wrote a song, and I submitted it to the 101.1 Wiz.
Mm.
What was it? The 513 Heat.
Okay.
I submitted to that. And it won. And
Oh,
it
yeah?
got played on the radio. And I was like, what?
Wow.
So I'm at the mall.
When was this? When was
Um,
this?
2016. It was during the summer. It was either August or sometime in July.
Hmm.
Because the song was made around like April, but I dropped it around like July. I just like put it out there. Like I sent
Really?
it to my friends.
Oh, so this is like within the past like year or so, really?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
It's called Dance
Wow.
With Me.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm about to bring it back when I drop my tape, but I'm not
Have you
dropping.
done a video for it? or anything
No,
like that? Yeah, yeah.
that's when I had first started, and I
Yeah,
didn't know anything.
we've gotta find you a kitchen. Anybody out there breaking through the fourth wall a little bit, we need a
Yes,
kitchen,
a big
a
kitchen, a
big
nice
kitchen.
kitchen by the 21st,
By the
so we
21st?
can be cooking in the kitchen for
Oh
my
yeah,
video. Because
oh yeah,
exactly what you want. I'm telling y'all,
oh yeah,
that video gonna be lit.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
got so much
I'm
music
thinking.
coming.
Yeah, great, great. Do you have some unreleased stuff that I haven't even heard?
Yes.
Oh wow, like we'll definitely listen to it soon.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna be doing like a little private listening party for
oh
going
yeah, at
places.
Timeless, or what do you want to do?
I don't know where I'm gonna do it at yet.
We could hook you up. We
Is
got
that
the
right?
plug. Yeah,
What, at
yeah,
Timeless?
yeah.
What?
We could do a little,
Okay.
vlog action. Have you on the podcast out there with Jado.
Type
Make it
shit.
work.
Hey, well then, yeah, we need to
Yeah,
talk. But
yeah.
I want it like something private, small, because
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't want people in the room that's, hey, yeah, this is rocking, da 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 da. Because I'm trying to compete with the industry, so
Mhm,
I want people that's gonna listen to the music, listen to what I'm saying, critique
mhm.
me on my writing, because that's what I'm trying to work
Sure,
on, my
sure.
writing. Like I want intelligent people about music, but I also still want some people that's gonna rock with me. But I really want people to listen
Yeah.
to the tape.
And talking about intelligence a little bit, and kind of talk a little bit about the brand that I'm wearing today after DJ Nonstop's party last night at Pothead Genius. Have you ever heard of Pothead Genius?
No, I have not.
Wow. So
What?
like you see that over there, like that
Yeah,
shirt, right?
that
And like
shirt's
this
pretty
is their
dope.
brand. Like this is hard,
That is
right?
pretty
And
dope.
what we want to do, like this is kind of low key. I don't even know if I should release it, but I'll talk to you about it. It should be pretty sick, like a College Beats collab with them. They have a shop around UC campus. It's super slick,
Really?
and we definitely want to be working with them. Big shout out to you guys, and we'll have them in sometime this week. So,
Okay.
if you're a clothing brand and you want to be repped and represented and come
I
through,
rep clothing brands.
exactly,
This
exactly.
is AM PM
There
Exchange.
you go, plug, plug,
If
plug.
you seen what I did all week, I was posting different outfits.
Hmm.
I wore a couple of people's brand. I wore
Yeah.
blue candies.
And who took pictures of you doing that?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah,
My
yourself.
kids.
Oh yeah, yeah, with your phone.
Yes.
Just what I'm saying. Like we gotta
I had them.
plan.
Got to
We
start them
gotta
early.
plan this. You know what I'm saying? Like we can plan this to where like it's gonna look good for them if you've got some like super professional stuff going on.
Right. Like if
You know
I
what I'm
had
saying?
that type of access,
That's me.
that'd be
That's
something
all
dope.
me. You know what I'm
Shoot,
saying?
but
Like,
I'm waking up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, photo ready at like 10. You
oh
gonna be at
yeah,
my house at 10?
yeah. I mean, like it really it's business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's not about anything but.
I'm about to say because I'm
So.
doing it regardless.
Yeah, 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 for sure. But obviously, like quality is great, and
Yeah.
then that shows like them in a good light. And I'm not saying I'm better than your kids at taking pictures or anything,
No, no.
but absolutely, absolutely. So as far as like your vision, you know, besides family, gospel stuff, like having a more commercial sound and a commercial brand, what would be your more realistic short term vision? And obviously something crazy for me, long term wise.
Realistic short term vision. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to get like a group of women.
Hmm.
Like, you don't necessarily have to
Fallback
do
girls, right?
music.
Yeah.
Yes. You can do anything. Like, you could have went to school, been a lawyer, nurse, like just anything, but just a collective group of women that can help mentor the younger generation of girls pretty much, and eventually like get money involved to where that's one of my ways of giving back. But I really do want to help girls. Like, I
Hmm.
don't know why, but I
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. I
I
always
say I
said
have
in
boys, but whatever.
it's all good. Well, I always said in high school, whenever anybody would be like, "Well, what do you want to do when you grow up?" It's like, well, I want to make as much money possible to become a philanthropist, right? And that's really what you're trying to develop is a group of philanthropists that people have made enough money, lawyers or doctors, where they have enough money to give back.
Yeah.
And I really see that that's what I'm doing too. It's almost like being a philanthropist, being able to provide all of this, at a very reasonable price of, free. And that, that's what I'm
You're
trying to do,
silly.
And so, however, we can develop this from a philanthropist type of perspective, that I think that's what it's all about. You
Yeah,
know,
working together and stuff.
I want to get into some schools as well. To
Yes,
do
me
some
too.
sort of like speaking series where, we'd have a little bit of DJ, we'd have a little bit of a seminar where you guys would just talk about your background. Like, hey, like
And then a rally and
originally,
turn up for 'em.
exactly, little couple songs here and there,
Heck yeah, let's rock.
for sure. And I think that something else that I want to do, and maybe to approach you about, and I've been talking to Jay Guts a little bit about this as well, that we need to actually start having actual concerts, right? Rather than having 15 people on a line, rather you go up and literally do every single one of your songs
Type shit.
and
30
actually have
minutes
like a,
set.
a legit, concert,
I've done a 30
you
minute
know?
set before.
Oh,
It
yeah.
ain't no joke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They make you want to stop smoking. Like dead
Yeah.
ass on your
Yeah.
stage, like,
Yeah.
God,
Dying.
help me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get to the gym.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love shows like that. That is when I can really do my thing,
Mm-hmm.
and my girls do their thing. Man, shows like that is what I live
Yeah.
for.
So that's what I'm thinking of cooking up. Like whether or not
Let's
it's
do it.
College Beats or it's TP Entertainment Group, but
I'm down.
really, I'm trying to do something different, and however we can, not only do things differently, but also think differently. Because, if we're not thinking from, a bigger type of perspective, like I think we talked about this a little bit as well, like all these videographers running around with $10,000 cameras, that we need to get everybody in a room, throw all of our cameras on the table, and go buy $100,000 camera, right? Because that's the only way that your fallback girls or fallback in general, the song is really gonna do anything, right? Like besides just, oh well, I'm putting out a song. And obviously you're doing things like you're moving, going down to Miami, like having different opportunities. But, in general, like as far as visually, to have like that type of quality rather than 10 other videographers stealing each other's work or, working off of each other. Like, what kind of experience have you had with videographers and how you want a whole bunch of different type of visuals where, if you've been working with one guy for a while, you're like, oh, well, I want to work with someone else because they have a different fan base or they have a different vision that like what has your experience been with videographers and videos and that whole process?
Um, quite honestly, all my videographers been pretty dope.
Mhm.
Like for real. But like they've been dope. Like if
Who
you
who
watch
have
the
you worked with?
videos, True Vish,
Yeah,
Stu,
TrueViz. Yeah, TrueViz is the one that designed the logo.
for real,
Yeah.
yeah, dope
Big
as
shout
fuck.
to TrueViz.
Yes,
Like,
he's dope as fuck.
yeah.
He designed my
Stu.
first album cover and he did my first video
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And everybody still to this day love that video.
Hmm.
Like, can I look at that to shout him out? Is
Yeah,
that what I'm supposed to
absolutely.
do? Because I seen you do it.
Oh wait.
Okay, so I'm supposed to look at that one.
Yeah, you're good.
I said I seen you do it to shout them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shot my first video and people to the day still love that song. And it was a cover song to Chris Brown Wishing.
Yeah.
That was after I made the first song.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now my videographer is K Visuals. So he has done like my last, I don't know what number video we on right now. He has done the last, since Fallback, he has done them. Money Longer.
Yeah.
I worked with director Puck. I've worked with Alfredo.
1080p.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've
Alfredo
worked-
Peters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
thank you. Look,
Yeah, that's my
numbers.
OG. Like that was like the first guy that I met through MacNiff, like back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
I met him through Hollywood and Jay
Hollywood
Sway.
Bentley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did a feature on the song.
He's my OG as well.
Hey, bro, that video was lit. Like, y'all go watch that video. Let's go.
Yeah. Hell
Jay
yeah.
Sway featuring me. That was
Oh,
my
yeah.
first feature ever. Shout out to them. And that was like my first real live set for a video type shit.
Yeah, and I definitely want to give, TrueViz even more love because like, I'll look you right in the eyes and say that out of everybody in the city,
Mhm.
TrueViz has the most like commercial potential.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to give out any of my ideas that I have with him, but TrueViz,
I got
what's
some
up?
ideas with him telling me he need to hit me up.
Yeah,
How about
he's
that?
busy. He's busy.
I know, but still,
so
I got some ideas.
yeah, absolutely.
I need some cover work.
Absolutely. So is there any, where can they find you? What's coming out soon? Like what should they be looking for?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Artist Princess Tiana, Facebook Artist Princess Tiana, Twitter PDZ,
PDZ?
PDEEZAY.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Yeah, we
was
gotta
not even
fix
asking
that. We
about
gotta
that.
fix that. Like we need to sit down
Yeah.
and like actually make
Get
some
my stuff
professional
together.
pages. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, I can't get Princess Tiana though. Like, you don't
Oh,
know
yeah?
how hard it is to get my name. Like,
Yeah,
my
but
name
you
is
know what you
Princess
could do?
Tiana.
I'll tell you. I don't want to. I
Not
don't want to
over
give
it.
any free game out. You have to come. You have to come to the compound. But thanks for coming
Okay.
out. We're around the 20-minute mark. We'll definitely
Okay.
have you back.
Look, this was just kicking it. We done lost
Absolutely,
track of time.
for sure.
Look.
We had some organic conversation and absolutely for sure. And you can cut
And
it
then-
again if you want.
All
You
right,
can
y'all.
we'll see you.
And we're out. Fall back.